My review of the Monkees album, The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees. It was released in 1967 and produced by the Monkees and Chip Douglas. So on this album, they kind of started to split apart more. I think their show had been canceled by this point, and like each individual guy kind of just went off and did his own songs in the studio, and then they put them together for the album. Peter Tork's like not even on this almost. I think he only plays piano on Daydream Believer, and then that's like it. Yeah, he's already kind of like almost on his way out, and you don't hear like a lot of the other guys on like each other's songs here as much as you did on the other albums. Like you used to hear kind of their voices together more and stuff. This album I think is a good album, but I do think it's kind of a little bit of a step down from the last two. It took me longer to get into this album than it did those. Some of that's just like the changes and directions on some of the songs. There's some kind of more psychedelic, less like straightforward songs on here. The album opens with Dream World, sung by Davy Jones and Steve Pitts. It's sung by Davy. I think it's a pretty decent opening track. I don't know if I would have picked this one as the opener. Like I think the way that this album's arranged, I think it feels kind of more disjointed than some of the other ones, and like this track, I do like this song, but I think it's a little bit slow for an opener. It's kind of a like slower, more kind of ballady song with like orchestration and stuff. I do think it's catchy after you kind of get used to it. I like a lot of the instrumental stuff. I think the playing's cool. I like the drums and the bass. I think Davy's vocal's really good. So it's a good song. I just don't know if I would have like opened the album with it. Second track, Auntie's Municipal Court, sung by Nesmith and Keith Allison, sung by Mickey. This is a really cool song. It's trippy. Mike Nesmith was kind of like in his psychedelic phase, I feel like, on this album. Like all his stuff's pretty out there, which is pretty cool. He was good at that style. And so yeah, this is a highlight for me. Cool guitar, cool bass, just a really good song. Third track, We Were Made for Each Other, sung by Carol Bayer and George Fishoff, sung by Davey. This one's kind of a slow, sappy ballad type of song. Not my favorite on here, but I do think it has some cool instrumental stuff. I like the harpsichord a lot, and like the orchestration and stuff. I think Davey has a good vocal on it. Not really a highlight, but not one that I skip, so I do enjoy that one, but it's not like a huge favorite of mine. Fourth track, Tapioca Tundra, another Mike Nesmith song. This one's sung by him. Another major highlight for me, just a really cool, trippy song, catchy. It's got cool guitar stuff in it. All the instrumental stuff's just cool. Yeah, that one's great. Fifth track, Daydream Believer, by John Stewart, sung by Davey. This is probably my favorite song on the album, being kind of boring and picking the big hit, but I don't know, it's just a really catchy song. I really like that piano part from Peter. I like all the playing on it. I love the drumming on it. I do kind of like that remixed version where the drumming's louder, because it's got that one really good fill that he does that you can like barely hear on this version for some reason. So I like when that like got turned up, and the version with the drums a little bit louder is usually the ones that I listen to. So yeah, I love this song, but this isn't my favorite version of it that like appears on this album. Great vocal from Davey, just a really catchy song. And the sixth track, Righting Wrongs, another one of Mike Nesmith's kind of psychedelic songs. Longest song on the album, like 5 minutes. Another highlight for me. I like the vocal part that he's singing is pretty catchy. It's got this cool like long instrumental part in the middle, and then the vocal comes back in. So yeah, all his songs on this album are great. The seventh track, I'll Be Back Upon My Feet, by Sandy Linzer and Danny Randall. This one's kind of a lightweight track, but I do enjoy it. I think it's pretty catchy. I think Mickey gives a good vocal performance. The eighth track, The Poster, another song by Davey and Steve Pitts. This one's kind of like a more cheesy version of The Mr. Kite song off of Sergeant Pepper's is what it reminds me of, but just kind of like cheesier. But I do like it quite a bit. I like the organ. All the instrumental stuff's pretty cool. I think Davey gives a good vocal, and it's a pretty catchy song. So that one, I do think it's kind of a cheesy song, but I enjoy it quite a bit. Ninth track, P.O. Box 9847, Voice and Heart song sung by Mickey. Another one where the lyrics are kind of cheesy, but I do think it's a really catchy song. I like the instrumental stuff. I think Mickey gives a really good vocal, so I enjoy that one a lot. 10th track, Magnolia Sims, is my other favorite song off here. In 2020, kind of like over the pandemic, I did this like video meet and greet thing with Mike Nesmith. He was like signing some records I bought, and I got to talk to him on Zoom for a little while. And this was like the only song I kind of brought up to him and kind of asked him about a little bit. And he was saying that the session guys, he didn't think like got the feel that he was looking for or something like that, which I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, cool Nesmith song. It's kind of like a ragtime song. It's got this old sounding like effect over it that I think I enjoy quite a bit. I think it just sounds cool. So yeah, I really like this song a lot. Really catchy song. Just really cool. The 11th track, Valerie, Voice and Heart song sung by Davey. Cool guitar, and I like all the instrumental stuff. I think Davey's vocal's good. So that one I like quite a bit. 12th track, Zoran Zam, is by Bill and John Chadwick, and I think it's a strong closing track. It's pretty short, but it's got it's really kind of like bombastic and dramatic sounding. I like the instrumental stuff. I think Mickey's vocal's great. I don't know, it's a catchy song, and it's got the kind of, hippie anti-war lyrics, so I enjoy that. And just a really good, closing track. So The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees, I think, is a really good album. Just a little step down from the two albums that came before it. It's a little weirder, a little harder to get into than those albums. A little more all over the place, but it is a really good album, and I highly recommend it.